I think it's something.
That's what I like. Oh, did you? Go and get this stuff. Go get it.
You have discretion, give them discretion.
Oh, appreciate that so much.
So you can still strike the line.
Councilwoman Davis, how are you doing?
I'm here. By the grace of God.
There you go. Good evening, everyone. It is now 6 o'clock, so we're going to just take about 10, 15 seconds to let you get settled. And if you have your cell phones with you, if you can just place those on vibrate, and we'll get started in just a moment. Thanks. Thank you so much. It appears we're all set. So at this time, we're going to call the Town of Mangonia Park Town Council meeting of August 4th, 2026. Into session, roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Present.
Councilmember Johnson,
Present.
Councilmember McConnell,
Here.
and Mayor Alberry.
Here, we do have a quorum. So at this time, let us stand for our invocation, please. Most kind and gracious Father, we thank you again for this day and for the gift of life. We thank you so much for the opportunity you've given us to be able to come and to represent and act on behalf of those we've been elected to serve. We pray and ask that all that is said and done here would be pleasing to thee, we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Our pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You may be seated. At this time, we're going to attend to our agenda. Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to the agenda?
None from staff, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, hearing that there are none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So move we approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. It is carried. And for those of who may be following along with us, as well as those who may be online, as it relates to our agenda, any item that we have annotated with an asterisk is being considered for our consent agenda. And at this time, we have none that are annotated. Are there any items to be considered for the consent agenda?
None from staff.
Thank you so much. Hearing none. At this time, we're going to move on our agenda. And if you don't have a copy of the agenda, if you're here presently, there's some on the back table. Feel free to follow along with us. At this time, we're now at item 4.
And they're on the screen.
This is proclamations, and it's on the screen as well, proclamations and presentations. So at this time, we're going to have a presentation by Douglas Crane, who's the director of our Palm Beach County Library System. Thank you so much for coming. So we're going to turn the floor over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Mayor, council members. Thank you very much for having me here. I'll tell you, I've been director for the county library system for over almost 12 years now. And one of the first town managers to reach out to me was Mr. Metcalf. And I've been glad to be working with him to help bring library service to the town ever since. So as I mentioned, as library director, I have the honor of overseeing our county library system, which I'll be describing to you today. But one of the things I sometimes find when people learn I direct the library, they ask me this funny question. They say, do we still need libraries? Who reads books anymore? And basically tonight, instead of me trying to answer it, I'm going to show you statistics that make it loud and clear that this county loves its libraries. And in addition to that, I'll be giving you a little bit of information on the library as it stands today and some notes about things that are coming down before the year ends. So if you could advance the slide, please. So the county library, we have a vision to open minds to a world of unlimited possibilities because we believe libraries are places where people bring their hopes, their dreams, their ambitions, and we provide them with the resources, the services, and the assistance to make that possible. And this helps us accomplish our mission to connect communities, inspire thought, and enrich lives. Next slide. So I have 10 facts to share about our library tonight. The first is that our libraries are big and busy. You can see our fiscal year 25 stats. We had 2.68 million visits to libraries, 8.8 million items checked out, 353,000 people attending library meeting rooms and study rooms, 394,000 PC and internet sessions, 50,000 meals and snacks served, 50,000 plus volunteer hours. This is a sign of a very busy, healthy library system. In fact, we're one of the big 6 library systems in Florida. And when I talk about our size, we are large because we cover one of the largest counties in the United States. We extend from the Tequesta all the way down through the center of the county to western Boca, and then out through our western communities all the way to the Tri-Cities, where we have 3 branches by the shores of Lake Okeechobee. And this was made possible through a voter-approved expansion program, started in 2002 with the ballot and ran through 2015, where we added libraries, replaced old buildings with new ones, expanded 3 locations, and renovated all of our libraries. It also allowed us to build a library annex on Cherry Road, which is the home of our bookmobile, which I'll be describing a little later. And we're very excited that we added our newest library location. It's in western Boynton. It's called the Canyon Branch. And if we're surprised to learn that Palm Beach County has a canyon somewhere, it's just what the name of the shopping center is that it's located in. But that was open. It's a 33,000 square foot building, opened last January 2025. And from this map, you can see all of our locations where we have a physical presence. Now, how do we support this service? Well, it's through a dedicated funding source. Back in the late 60s, there was a movement in the unincorporated areas of Palm Beach County to have a library, where many municipalities in the county had existing libraries and didn't want to double pay for library service. So the compromise was to create a library district through state statute that would encompass all of the unincorporated areas and any municipality that wished to join, and one of them, of course, was Mangonia Park. And so today we have 24 municipalities. We cover about 2/3 of the geography of Palm Beach County. And as a dependent district under the county commission, we act as a tiny version of their general fund. We have to take care of all of our capital expenses and hold on to all of our reserves. And we have kept our millage rate steady since 2011. And our current operating budget as of fiscal year 25 is $116 million. We'll go to our next slide. Now, in addition to serving the unincorporated areas and those 24 municipalities, we have a library cooperative agreement with 9 municipalities. So the ones listed on there, their residents can get a card with us, and our residents can get a card with them. So that allows your residents here in Mangonia Park to get a library card with your neighbors in Riviera Beach, West Palm Beach, and Lake Park, amongst the others. Now, when people think of libraries, they obviously think of our collection, and we're very proud of our collection. We have over 2 million items available for loan. They automatically renew if no one else wants them, and you can actually place holds on just about any item in our collection. This includes our physical materials, books, DVDs, and more, but also a growing collection of electronic materials, ebooks, digital music, downloadable audiobooks, and more, which you can connect to off your phone. Our 2 big digital services are Cloud Library and Hoopla. We also have some special items such as Wi-Fi hotspots that allow you to connect to the internet anywhere in the country where there's a T-Mobile connection, along with our award-winning birding backpack program, where you can actually check out an actual backpack full of binoculars, field guides, notebooks that you can take to one of our wonderful natural areas here in Palm Beach County. And we have citizenship kits that people can take out when they're preparing for the citizenship test. And if you're worried that you had a fine with us years ago and you're afraid to come back to the library, don't worry. The Board of County Commissioners authorized us to eliminate fines back in 2019. All the records are clear. We want you back. And if you would like to get a library card tonight, I want to acknowledge Ron Glass, who's here in the back. He is our bookmobile manager. Well, I'll talk about the bookmobile in a few moments. But he's able to issue cards to anyone here in attendance, or check to see the status of your card if you haven't checked it in a little while. All right, we'll move to the next slide. Now, libraries are also a place where people come with their questions. We had over 940,000 questions in fiscal year 25 on a wide range of topics. And you might be wondering, well, we have AI now. Why should we be asking librarians? And I tell people that unlike AI, my librarians do not hallucinate. They will give you the correct answer rather than something they've made up. And we have a lot of unique research tools that are behind paywalls that AI can't access, but you can with your library card. Plus, we have specialist librarians One I'll highlight here is our community research librarian. If the town has an involved research question and you're currently sort of lacking the resources to do it yourself, you can reach out to us and we will do the research for you at no charge and turn it around to you very quickly. We've had many towns ask us questions for demographics. We've had many towns that reach out to us for their assistance with research grant or different grants that are available out there to get demographic data and more. So we're very happy to serve you in whatever capacity you need. Now, as a former children's librarian, I consider children's services the heart and soul of public libraries. And we had over 5,900 children's activities with 165,000 children attending those activities. This goes from baby story times to toddler events to crafting to book clubs, gaming, and more. One of my favorites, which I love to highlight, is animal reading friends. So you see that picture there of a cute therapy dog with the child reading to it. It's actually one of our signature events because as children learn to read, they can get a little bit hesitant to read to an adult. But who would be shy to read to that lovely little therapy dog there? And we don't forget the teens either. We had over 700 teen activities, 12,000 in attendance. So if you have a teen at home and you're tired of them scrolling their phones, send them to the library. We'll take good care of them for an hour or two. Now we also reach beyond our walls, and this is where I'm bringing the bookmobile in. The bookmobile has been a frequent stop here in the town of Mangonia Park. And I can actually share the time that the bookmobile arrives and the location in just a few moments. But for those residents who are homebound, we have a Books by Mail program where we will actually send the books through the mail service. And for residents who are blind or visually impaired, whether permanently or temporarily, we have talking books for the blind where we will send them materials, free readers for visually impaired residents. And for adults who have had difficulty reading all their lives, we have the Adult Literacy Project that connects tutors with adults through a dedicated formal education program that will allow them to read up to a level where they can read the newspaper, apply for jobs, and fill out government forms. We always love to partner in the community. We are a founding member of the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County. We also have a decade-old relationship with the school district for summer lunches. We just completed this program, but in the months of June and July, children can come to any Palm Beach County Library location over the lunch hour and they will get a free meal, no questions asked. This helps fill the hunger gap that schools normally fill during the school year, but what do they do during the summer? They can come to us. And year round, we actually provide weekend meal kits at most of my branches. Any parent can come in on a Friday and get a pack of shelf-stable food that will help feed a family of 4 throughout the weekend. We also work with many of our cultural entities. We have a long-standing relationship with the Norton Art Gallery for our Books Plus Art event, where we'll read a book in the library that will match something in the Norton's collection. And then after we do the book discussion, we'll schedule a following event to go into the Norton for a tour of that particular item. And you may be aware there are elections coming up this month, primary, and then of course the general election in November. My libraries are early voting sites. We have 12 of them getting ready to go on Monday when the polls open for early voting. And then we'll do that again in October. And almost all of my libraries are polling places on election day. Plus, as a gentle reminder as well, every library is a place where you can go to either register to vote or update your voting information. And we work as a pillar of the community. We had over 4,700 activities for adults with nearly 70,000 in attendance. We are also one of the largest computer training organizations in Palm Beach County. We offer technology training for anything from using a mouse through office software to more advanced audio-visual software, and even things like how to use your mobile phone. Plus, we love to celebrate our authors. We have a Writers Live series, which brings national authors to Palm Beach County, usually in the winter. They seem to like it here then. And we also celebrate the many cultures that call Palm Beach County home through Hispanic Heritage, Haitian Heritage, and Black History Month celebrations and more. Now this year we are very excited that the Board of County Commissioners proclaimed 2026 as the year to rediscover reading. This is where we're inviting people. If you haven't picked up a book in a while, this is your invitation to do so. Unfortunately, we're seeing more and more information out there that, especially adults, have started putting aside books and have been doing other things. wherein reading has shown to have measurable health benefits, both mentally and physically. So we are inviting everyone to take an opportunity to pick up a book, whether it's an old classic or a new item that you've heard about and you're thinking of reading. And if you're not sure what to read, we have plenty of reading suggestions on our website at pbclibrary.org. And if you want to track your reading, we have our Beanstack app, which is a free tool that you can go in and use it to track your reading. I've been doing it all summer. I can tell you how many minutes you've read and keep track of all the books that you've been reading this year. In fact, you can actually connect with other people and challenge them. So I've been inviting all of our municipalities for their town councils to all sign up and challenge each other to see who can read the most for the rest of the year. Now, I did mention our bookmobile. Oops, I didn't update that, sorry. Your closest stop is definitely not Briny because that's an accident, but your closest stop is right here in Mangonia Park. Ron will tell you exactly, if you want to just come up here for a second, Ron will tell you exactly when the stop is.
Yes.
One slide I forgot. They're recording it, so come on. Yeah.
Good evening, I'm Ronald Glass, I'm the supervisor for the bookmobile. We actually have two stops in Mangonia Park. On Monday evenings from 6 to 7, we go over to Hampton Court Apartments. We've been there, I'll say at least 7 or 8 years. And then we also go to Mangonia Park Senior Group on, I'm gonna say Thursday morning, every other Thursday morning between 10:30 and 11:15. So we'll park at the community center and then have people come over to the bus and check out books there. Any questions about the bus? Oh, thank you.
Tell me the Monday time again at Hampton.
I'm sorry,
Court.
every other Monday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. we're at Hampton Court Apartments. And then every other Thursday, we're at 10:30 to 11:15 at Mangonia Park Community Center, meeting up with the senior group.
Now, would it be the same Monday and Thursday, or would
It
that be-
is the same Monday and Thursday,
Okay.
same week, yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Well, I'll go ahead and make sure he sends that updated information. I apologize for the slide. Your closest physical locations, though, just in terms of mileage, are the Gardens branch and the Okeechobee Boulevard branch for those who want to visit a library. But again, reminder, as a member of the cooperative, your residents also have convenient access to Riviera Beach, Lake Worth, to West Palm Beach, and any of the other municipalities in the area. They just have to get a card specific to that library to use it, but they're able to do that as well. So let me talk to you about some of the exciting things coming up here. We are going to be opening a new branch of the Palm Beach County Library System in the town of Hypoluxo. And this is one that the town actually approached us and offered us a property to be able to build. And it's going to be our smallest branch at about 3,300 square feet. And it's, if you're not familiar with where Hypoluxo is, it's tucked next to Boynton Beach along the intercoastal. I bring this one up because Ken and I have had a long conversation about adding a branch library in the town of Mangonia Park. And I know we have been watching the Highlight Center as the most likely opportunity. And I believe there has been finally some action on that property. Although I've not got the most recent update, I'm sure we'll find out. But we are certainly open if, when the opportunity comes in the town, to have that discussion to see about putting a permanent library within the borders of the town. Also, a few other items to mention too. One is that, of course, there is going to be a couple items on the ballot that we're going to ask our residents should be paying attention to. The first is the property tax reform item, which I'm sure the town is very familiar with. Just to give you context for the library, if the amendment goes through and at the $250,000 exemption level, we would be seeing a 25% reduction in the library's budget. So obviously that we're looking at also how that would affect our county's budget as well. Even though the library district is its own district under the Board of County Commissioners, what happens with the general fund does have an effect on us as well. So we are watching that and being prepared in case something happens there. The other piece that we're asking our voters to pay attention to is, well, actually, let me just restate that, is that also on the ballot that voters will have an opportunity to decide on is a item to ask for permission to get bonds. So both county libraries and county parks got approved by the Board of County Commissioners back in July to have 2 ballot questions placed on the November ballot. One would be to approve $175 million in general obligation construction bonds to fund library construction, expansion, and renovation. There will also be one, I believe, for $280 million for county parks to fund their renovations and construction as well. The one difference between the 2 bond items will be that the library bond item, only voters in the library district, that is the unincorporated areas and the 24 municipalities, will see that question on the ballot. Because it's only going to be residents of the library district that will be able to vote on it. The parks one, because parks is in the general fund, all residents in Palm Beach County will see that question on the ballot. So with that, we will do a full renovation. Our plan with Library Expansion Program 3, which started with Canyon Branch, is to do a full renovation of every library in our system, and with a signature piece being a replacement of our current main library with a brand new main library, also located on the Summit Boulevard parcel. It will be 3 times the size of the current building. Our main library is actually our oldest building, opened in '72, and it's really past its useful life. A new main library would have a large civic center space, able to sit 600 people, lots of meeting room, study room space, technology labs, outdoor activity space, and also a potentially like an art or museum gallery space as well, to tap into to be able to connect with some of our other cultural institutions here. So we are looking to see what will happen with that in November. So those are some exciting things to consider. We're just making sure we will have information, passive source of information for voters to be able to tap into. That will be available after the primary in case they want to learn more. And as you know, local governments are not allowed to advocate, nor are they allowed to mail information out to voters, but we are allowed to provide passive information out there for voters to find. All right, with that, I have contact information for myself and for Mr. Glass. Thank you very much for your time and attention this evening, and I'm happy to take any questions that you may have.
All right, thank you so much for the presentation. We'll see if there's any questions or comments from council. Any comments or questions? Okay. Hearing none, maybe there's something from the floor, and if not, we'll come back up to the seat. Oh, yes. Mhm.
Good evening,
Hi,
Mrs.
good
Powell.
evening. Hi, good evening.
I attend the senior citizen building, and we love having Mr. Glass come over. We've read actually 3 books. He comes over and he explains everything to us. It's more like a book club we have with him. So I do enjoy the library.
Mhm. Oh, good,
And
good.
our seniors seem to enjoy it too. If the words are too small, he'll take care of that. They have books with the words larger. If you have a vision problem, he takes care of that. They have it on tape so that you can follow the book. So we have no excuse, and we love having Mr. Glass come.
Oh, good, good. You know, certainly good to hear. All righty, and, all right.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you guys are doing. We appreciate you coming over for our seniors as well. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I certainly appreciate it.
So much.
Okay, anyone else from the floor? Okay, if not, we're back at the dais to see if there's any questions or comments.
Yes, I would like to know, with the ballot amendment for the property tax assessments, will that affect your bookmobile?
I'll say at this time, we do not know exactly what impacts the amendment would have on our services or resources. We are still examining that.
But there's a possibility of,
Since we would be facing a 25% reduction in our budget, we do have to look very carefully to see how that would impact our existing services and resources.
it's something to be alerted,
Alrighty.
aware of.
Oh, okay. Any other questions or comments from council? Okay. Ken, did I see your hand?
Mr. Mayor, just a couple of quick comments. So Doug is a little bit humble. He is a national award winner, as is our system. So our system and our director win national awards. So just wanted to point that out. And also, even though she's not here tonight, just wanted to let everyone know that our very own Sherry Alberry serves on Doug's advisory board for the library. So just wanted to point that out.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that, and congratulations on the awards. We know that you guys are doing a great job.
Well, thank you very much.
And certainly appreciate you being here with us as well.
And we want to thank the town and all the residents for their support of the library system. We would not exist without their financial and, support, and for just coming out and using our resource and services. It makes us know that we're doing a good job.
Well, thanks. I certainly appreciate it, and thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, great. And as we certainly appreciate our libraries. And they are forgiven fines that occurred back in the 60s and 70s as well?
Those are long gone.
Long, okay. Phew. Oh, thank you. Okay, we're going to continue on our agenda. Our next item is item 6, and of course, I'm sorry, item 5, Palm Beach County League of Cities. Sorry about that, Amity.
No problem, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Just a brief update for your calendaring purposes. The next Palm Beach County League of Cities meeting is August 26th at 11:30. That's at, I think, a new location. It's the Farmers Table down in the city of Boca Raton. The address is 1901 North Military Trail in Boca. The speaker is Mia Simonton. She's the Director of Sales for CityBot. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but she is the listed speaker. So given it's a new location, if you plan to attend, I would certainly get with Manager Metcalf so you can get your RSVP in. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thanks so much. Any questions or comments for our attorney? Hearing none, we'll continue on our agenda. Our next item is item 6. We have a couple items there. The first being item 6A, and this is ordinance number 2026-03. Of course, there's a second reading, amending Code of Ordinances at the Town of Mangonia Park at Chapter 13.5. At this time, we'll go to our attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you said, it's ordinance number 2026-03, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, amending Chapter 13.5 landscaping at Article 3 standards and requirements to add entirely new Section 13.5-40, tree planting and easements prohibited, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, an authority to codify, providing an effective date, and for other purposes. This is second reading, as you said. No changes from the version that I presented on first reading.
Thank you so much. So at this time, we'll see if there's any questions or comments as it relates to the proposed ordinance. Again, as stated, this is second reading. Any questions or comments from council? Okay, hearing none. And for the public, we did have full discussion, and we presented that, and it's on the screen as well. So if there's any comment from the public as it relates to ordinance number 2026-03, we will take that now. Hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment. We're back at the desk to see if there's any additional questions or comments as it relates to the proposed ordinance. Okay, with that, I would assume we've had full discussion. With that, motion, please.
So move that we approve.
Motion has been moved that we approve ordinance number 2026-03. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
and Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. Our next item is item 6B, and this is ordinance number 2026-04. Again, this is second reading as well. Amending the Code of Ordinances at the Town of Mangonia Park at Appendix A, Appendix A, which pertains to our zoning. At this time, our attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. As you said, it's ordinance number 2026-04, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances of the Town of Mangonia Park at Appendix A zoning, Section 14, general provisions, to clarify the requirements for fencing in the RE and R1 residential zoning districts, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date, and for other purposes. Again, this is second reading, so I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. So at this time, we'll see if there's any questions or comments from council as it relates to the proposed ordinance.
Yes, I was reading the D for the single-family dwellings. And then it also E, it says the number of persons. Can you tell me more about that, Smitty? Because about this says the number of persons on E, it doesn't have a page number.
Yes,
E.
Mr. Mayor, is it okay if I provide a response?
Absolutely.
D
Yes.
and E.
So on the second page, I'm sorry, there's no page numbers at the bottom, but that's your existing code. So
Okay.
there's no changes to that, both D and E, that's your current code.
Okay.
Any other questions, or follow-up questions, Councilwoman Davis?
No, she just answered it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from council? Okay, hearing none, we'll open the floor to public comment to see if there's any comment from the public as it relates to this, the proposed ordinance. And it's on the screen, and we did share, just as you're contemplating any questions you may have. We did have full discussion at the previous meeting, and so it's before us and now for second reading. And so we'll give an opportunity if there's any comments from the public. Okay, hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment. We back to the dais now to see if there's any additional comments or questions as it relates to the proposed ordinance.
And this is concerning the fencing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only? Because I'm still lost on E. Because E says excessive number of persons, so that's why it kind of threw me off far as the fencing part.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it says like you'll be in violation of this ordinance if you have excessive number of persons.
Okay. So as it relates to the fencing, we'll just get some clarification, just in case someone in the public isn't clear as well. Amity?
Yes, sir. So E, that is your current existing code, so no changes to that. The new language it begins at F1, and this deals with the public safety concerns that were brought to staff's attention for particularly properties in the residential zoning districts that were putting fences essentially around the entirety of the property, and then putting materials in the fences to essentially create what could not be seen through, basically almost like an impound, if you will. So you couldn't see public police and EMS and fire rescue can't see anything from the outside. So this is trying to address that public safety concern and put some restrictions in place as it relates to those properties.
Okay, I understand all that. I was just keep trying to go back to that same question E, when it says excessive number of persons. What does that have to do with the fencing? That's what I'm trying to understand.
So it doesn't, if I could, Mr. Mayor, so section 14 has general provisions that apply to various zoning districts. So those are just general regulations. That particular section E does deal with residential properties, but that's your current code. So it's just in the same section as fencing because there's a bunch of general provisions listed in section 14. So that's why the fencing is in that section. Because that's where general provisions are.
Should that be in that section?
That's where it currently was. You already have section F is fences, walls, and hedges.
Yeah.
That's where it resides
Right.
currently. So we're modifying an existing section.
Yeah, because I read this whole ordinance and I was trying to understand how did that get thrown in as far as the excessive number of persons. So that's why I keep questioning that part, just that particular part.
Yeah, so I could track. I don't have
'Cause it
that
don't
with
make
me
sense to
tonight.
me, like what it has to do with fencing.
It doesn't. It's just a general provision that's applicable to your zoning code. So it's probably been in there, if I had to guess, since the late 80s, that language.
Okay.
So it's not nothing. It's not new language.
Okay.
It's been in the code and it's currently codified, that section E. And it's probably been in there for quite some time. I'll get you the exact number after the meeting, the exact date.
Don't worry about it. I was just concerned about
Okay.
how that got in with the fencing.
It's just because the section 14 is general provisions, so there's varying topics addressed there.
Okay.
Ready? Any other questions or comments? Alrighty. So with that, we've had opportunity for public comment, and we've also spoken here at the dais. At this time, if there's no other questions or comments, a motion, please. Okay, what is your pleasure as it relates to ordinance number 2026-04? Again, this is second reading. A motion, please.
So move that we approve as read.
A motion has been made that we approve ordinance number 2026-04. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any additional questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Come back to me, please.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Mayor Alberry,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quince.
I'm gonna say no, because I don't like that excessive number of persons part. So no, no
Passes,
for me.
passes 3-1.
Okay, thanks so much. If I may take liberties, and my apologies, I should have said something prior to, is that the section that we're amending is the section that deals with residentials, homes and such. And throughout the course of time, every now and then you have to tweak it a little bit. And so that whole section deals with residential properties and areas. And so we're just sort of tweaking the residential property area that we're referring to in this particular ordinance by making sure that public safety, our captain is here, so that when they arrive on scene, there are some properties in town that, as the attorney was stating, have 6-foot fences and opaquing on it and bushes you can't see. And so it's a danger for our first responders to, if they're responding to an emergency at that particular site, to go in unaware of what they're going to encounter once they get in. And so we're simply trying to address that so that at least the front portion of the property is clear, so you can see the front of the front house and everything else. And the back part, if they need privacy, then fine, but we can't put them in danger like that.
Yeah, I understand that. I just don't understand how that,
Because it's residential.
yeah, it's okay. I understand law enforcement being safe. I understand safety.
Okay.
I just didn't understand that excessive amount of people, that part.
Well, no,
Had a problem with it.
right, as the attorney was stating, that's the residential portion that deals with residential prohibitions and restrictions.
Right.
Right, and that has always been where, for instance, if you got a 3-bedroom house, because one of our charges is public safety, the welfare of all of our citizens and businesses, if you have a 3-bedroom house, can 30 people live in it? And so you have to, at some point, kind of, by way of space, 3 people, 2 people to a room and so forth, so there has to be some
Right, I
restrictions.
understand all of that. What I'm saying to you is, that has nothing to do with fencing. That's what I was saying. But it's okay, I
okay.
get it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it
Okay.
has nothing to do with fencing.
Okay,
That's what I'm
no, but the fencing around a property that has the 3 bedrooms in it is what we're dealing with, so.
Right.
Okay, so hand in hand. Our next item is item 6C, and this is ordinance number 2026-06. This also is second reading, amending the town code of ordinances at chapter 14, licenses and business resident, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mayor. As you said, it's ordinance 2026-06, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances of the Town of Mangonia Park at Chapter 14, licenses and business regulations at sections 1441, 1442, 1444, and 1445 in order to provide additional definitions and update the procedures and standards for reasonable accommodation requests for certified recovery residences, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date and for other purposes. As you stated, this is second reading, so I'm happy to answer any questions. No changes from the previous presentation.
Thank you so much, and you heard it read by title. So at this time, if there are any questions or comments from council regarding the proposed ordinance, we'll take those comments or questions now. Okay, hearing none at this time, we'll open the floor to see if there's any public comment as it relates to the proposed ordinance. Okay, hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment and give opportunity once again to see if there's any additional questions or comments from council. Hearing none, motion please.
Mr. Mayor, I so move that we approve the ordinance as read.
Oh, motion has been made that ordinance number 2026-006 be approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
and Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. Our next item is item 6D. And this is ordinance number 2026-07, also a second reading, amending the Town Code of Ordinances at Chapter 17 as it relates to our business license and regulations. Committee?
Thank you, Mayor. As you said, it's ordinance number 2026-07, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances of the Town of Mangonia Park at Chapter 14, Licenses and Business Regulations at Section 14-18, Application, to clarify that inspections are required annually upon initial application and upon renewal, and at Section 14-20, due dates, delinquencies, penalties, noncompliance penalties, to authorize a penalty for those operating a business prior to obtaining a business tax receipt, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date, and for other purposes. Again, as you stated, this is second reading, no changes from the prior presentation on first reading.
Thank you so much. You've heard it read by title. Is there any questions or comments from council?
I think the specifics in this is revision, is the reinspection, and that the tax, business tax receipt renewal is included in an annual inspection. Is that correct?
Mr. Mayor, if I may. Yes, so this is, your code was very clear that an initial BTR application, when made to the town, there's an inspection of that premises prior to issuance of the business tax receipt. This change clarifies that those inspections also happen on renewal, annual renewal of a business tax receipt as well.
Thank you.
Other questions or comments from council?
No.
All right, so at this time, we'll go to the floor to see, open the floor for any public comment as it relates to the proposed ordinance. Okay, hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment. Are there any additional questions or comments as it relates to proposed ordinance 2026-07 from council? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry. I
I'm
didn't hear a
sorry,
motion.
need a vote, my apologies. Okay, motion, please. Okay.
It's moving too fast.
Motion, please. Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve 2026-07, second reading.
Motion has been made, is there a second?
Second?
Has been properly moved and seconded, any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell.
Yes.
Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. And our last item for 6 is item 6E, and this is resolution number 2026-08, amending the schedule of fees. Okay, so Mitty and Ken.
And Mr. Mayor, just a correction, the agenda says 2026-08. It actually is 2026-11. I think it's just a scrivener's error. I didn't catch that earlier, but
That is correct.
just so the record is clear, it's 2026-11.
Okay, so noted for the record, and we'll do some pen and ink changes. Okay.
Yes, it is noted that way on the resolution, it says 11.
Okay. All righty, Mitty.
Ms. Manager Metcalf, you want to handle this one?
Ye-
Or you
Yes,
want me to?
Mitty, I will. Mayor and council, so this item is something that, quite honestly, the manager should have put before you months ago. But this is, about a year ago, council passed a couple of ordinances related to impeding traffic and standing where you can cross the street at and things like that. And this amendment actually puts the fines on that. Captain Thomas is here, and he might want to opine a little bit more, but this just updates the schedule of fees to capture those fines for a first offense, second offense, and anything, third offense and more within a 12-month period. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, or if the captain wants to give you more. So either way.
Certainly. So we'll have the captain come forward just in case there's any questions or comments. And as he's coming, are there any questions or comments from council as it relates to the proposed resolution? Okay. And for the public, we did have conversation as it relates to it, and we're just updating the resolution to add a little teeth to it. So with that, we'll see if there's anything that the captain has he wants to add to it.
Well, I think the town manager said it all. Basically, without an enforcement penalty, there's no enforcement. So,
Okay. All righty. And so PBSO, our captain supports this, so that they have some greater enforcement tools. Okay, Ken?
And Mr. Mayor, just for the record, so this is item 13 in that. Section 21-2, prohibited use of public road rights-of-way. First infraction is $25. Second infraction is $75. And the third infraction and each subsequent infraction in any 12-month period is $150, just for the record.
Okay. Alrighty. And so with that, of course, for the public, we did address homelessness and persons out sort of canvassing. You see people sometimes out and so forth. And so again, one of our charges is public safety. While one may think it's okay to be in the median for a long period of time and then zip across, whatever the case is, we want to make sure people are safe. So just in brief. So with that, we'll see if there's anything else. Okay, anything omitting?
No, sir. Just what Ken just alluded to, that is on the final page of the resolution that's before you. And as he said, this was implementing, I think the conversation at the time the ordinance was passed, also there's some changes in people vending from the road right of way, so selling flowers or water bottles or whatever else. That was the impetus for this as well.
Okay, I think so much. So with that, if there's no additional questions or comments from council or from staff, we'll see if there's any from the public. Any comments as it relates to this proposed resolution? Again, we're just trying to keep people safe. Okay. Hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment. We're back to the dais to see if there's any final questions or comments. Hearing none, motion please.
I make a motion to add resolution number 2026-08.
11. It has been corrected to the -11.
Yes.
Oh, okay, motion amended?
Yes.
Okay, all righty. A motion has been made that we approve resolution number 2026-11. Is there a second? Is there, it has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
and Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much, and thanks so much, Captain. We appreciate it. We'll call you back up a little later. We're now at item 7, and our first item there is item 7A. This is the consideration of the approval of a 7th agreement between the Town of Mangonia Park and Chenmore and Associates, effective October 1st of this year through September 30th of next year for planning services. Our person is here, Nilsa, so if she wants to come up in case there's any questions. So at this point in time, are there any questions or comments from council? And then we'll go to staff. Any questions or comments from council? And you do have the document that was sent to you along with the packet. Okay, in terms of the agreement and the conditions of agreement.
Yes, we have it.
Okay, so with that, we'll go to staff while council is collecting their thoughts or any questions they may have.
Mayor and council, so this is like the item reads, this is a renewal of a service agreement with Chenmore and Associates, who we have had under Chenmore, and we also, when Nilsa was her own gig, we had her as well. So going on 11 years with Nilsa and her staff, and this is just a renewal of that agreement. She can better explain it, and of course, Mitty can opine as well, but really, staff would recommend that we continue a good thing. Nilsa and her group, they've done some fantastic work for us, and we've got a good team of consultants. So,
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
And just one minor correction and one apology to Nilsa. On the top of the second page, I had 2 Scrivener's errors in there in that first whereas clause. I will revise it based on council's direction tonight, but that first whereas clause at the top should read, whereas effective October 1st, 2025, and then the final date. Her current agreement goes through September 30th, 2026. The document you have says 27. I apologize for those errors, and I apologize to Nilsa for that as well. And I'll get that corrected based on council direction tonight. And that's it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thanks so much. So noted for the record, and we'll do those pen and ink changes now, and then we'll get the corrected copy. Okay, so if there's anything in as it relates to just, we really appreciate all that you do. Is there anything that substantially changed or anything that you want to reflect on, or?
Well, I just would like to say good evening, Mr.
Good
Mayor,
evening.
council members. I am Nilsa Zacarias, Director of Planning of Chenmore and Associates, and we have been providing services to the town since 2015. So I'm just saying, We are very grateful for this renewal, and all these years has been our privilege and honor to provide zoning and planning services to this amazing town. And thank you so much for this renewal.
And thank you. For those in the audience who may be online, Nilsa and her shop, so to speak, as they say, is responsible for making sure the building across the street has the beautiful, vibrant color, so it's just not a big building, as well as Waterview that is coming up. So they help to massage things and help us with our visioning. What do we want the town to look like? What we want to have happen and so forth. So we thank you for all of that and your staff as well. So we thank you.
Well, our heart is here with Mangonia Park because, again, this is an amazing community. You can feel it here every time that we come to these meetings. I mean, there is a sense of place, a sense of community. So thank you so much for everything.
Oh, you're more than welcome. So with that, seeing that there's no other questions or comments other than to vote the agreement up or down. So what is your pleasure as it relates to the agreement between the town of Mangonia Park and Chinmore Associates for a period of one more year, effective October 1st through September 30th, 2027?
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make a comment. So the agreement that's before you, I think there may also be a scrivener's error in the agenda. The agreement that's before you is a 2-year agreement, so it would go through.
2 years?
Yes, sir. From October 1st, 26 through September 30th, 2028.
28.
Yes, sir. And then the only other change was to Section 7 of the agreement, which was a slight adjustment to one of the compensation line items.
Okay, thanks so much. So noted for the record.
Thank you.
All righty, thanks so much. So with that, what is your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor, I so move that we approve this continuation of contract with Chinmore Association.
Okay, motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded that we approve the agreement between the town of Mangonia Park and Chinmore Associates to run through September 30th, 2027 fiscal year. Okay, so with that,
2028, Mr. Mayor.
2028, I keep saying 27. Okay, 2028, my apologies. And she caught that. We just want to make sure you were catching things, so, okay.
I'm still here.
All right, has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
and Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Okay, and thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Okay, all righty. Our next item is item 7B, and this is consideration of the approval of a contract between the town of Mangonia Park and Generator Super Center for 1 year. Ken?
Mayor and council, first of all, apologies. I don't think our packet was complete. I don't think we put everything in the packet that we should have, but I can rectify that if you'll allow. This is a renewal with Generator Super Center, and this company, they come out monthly and service our generators at lift stations and also at the water plant. And obviously, this time of year is a vital service, and we would recommend approval for the renewal. And I will read into the record, because it's not in your packet, but I will send this back out to you, what this entails and what this cost for the year. Okay, and again, this is monthly servicing. This does not include any heavy mechanical work or switching out of parts or anything like that. This is making sure the oil levels are correct and that everything is working properly. If it's not working properly, they do a diagnostic on it just to see what the problem is. So a very vital resource. So for the Channel 12 lift station on Fairfield Drive, that amount for the year would be $839.40. For the generator at the water plant on Candlewood Avenue, $1,199.40 for the year. For the Burke Oil lift station on 53rd Street, $839.40. Lift station number 8, that's by the storage facility on 45th Street, $839.40. For the sports arena, which is actually the Highlight property, and that is a public lift station on the Highlight property. We do have a public easement for that, just off of 45th Street, $839.40. And for this one here at the Tiffany Lakes lift station, $839.40. And that is a grand total for the year of $5,396.40. And staff is recommending approval so we can get this signed and continue to have their service.
Thank you so much. Any council comments or questions?
No, much needed.
Okay.
So the 5,000, that's a total for all of the.
For the year, yes, sir.
For the year for all the generators.
That's correct.
And that covers all the generators?
That's all the generators that we have, correct.
Other questions or comments?
And Mr. Mayor, if I may, this is the same price. The price did not increase. This is the same exact price, and it is properly budgeted.
Okay, thanks so much. So in terms of the provision of service, that's a monthly maintenance for all of the lift stations made mention of. Now, are they also the vendor we use for our emergency generator, should we need one? Is that Sean, or is that another provider?
There is,
I think it may be another. Sunshine.
I'm forgetting the
Sunshine
name
Rentals,
of it.
I think. Sunshine Rentals? I think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to make sure.
That
Okay.
is, right.
Any other questions or comments?
Should we change that because it says maintenance generators for water treatment plant?
Mhm.
So should we change that to all generators? Or is that?
It should read all generators, correct? Mhm.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, the agreement that you have as backup will need to be updated with the numbers that Manager Metcalf just read, and that I'll verify that's accurate as well. I think the prior agreement said for all town-owned generators. There was some language to that effect, so we'll make sure that that language is consistent to your point, Councilman McConnell.
Correct. Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay, and that satisfies your questions or your questions or
That's,
concerns?
no, that's
Okay.
not just, we got more than one generator and it says water, generator for the water treatment plant. That's only one generator.
Okay. I'm sorry, I see what you're saying. That's, in terms of our agenda, the clarification there, but the scope of service, I think, the agreement covers, as Mitty was stating, all.
Yeah, all generators.
Mhm. Okay. Alrighty, any other questions or comments? If not, motion please. Okay, what is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract between Town of Mangonia Park and Generator Supercenter for 1 year for maintenance on all generators.
A second.
Okay, motion has been made that we approve the agreement for maintenance and service for all of the generators in the town. So that has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? Any clarification needed? If not, roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. Our next item is item 7C, and this is a request for authorization to pay the Hinterland Group for an emergency mobilization of emergency repair in April of this year. Ken?
Mayor and council, this item, just a little bit of background. So the April 21st town council meeting, when the meeting was adjourned and everyone went home, we were alerted that the Tiffany lift station was having some issues. And, upon further examination, we determined that there was a pump that was failing and needed to be lifted up and cleaned. So if you recall, at that time, we did not have the service of a lift truck, a crane truck, if you will. That was before the purchase. So we called the Hinterland Group, and they agreed to come out. It was around 9 p.m. They agreed to come out and help us out with that. So what happened, around 9 p.m. or so, 9:15 or so, they arrived on the scene, and they were successful. They did lift the pump, and one of our technicians was able to take just a simple stick and get some rags out of the pump that was clogging it up. And so they were able to put the pump back into the lift station, everything resumed as normal. So we were very grateful they could come out and do that. Why this has taken so long to reach council is I just felt like upon receiving the bill in May 1st, we received the bill, and it just seemed like it was a bit much to me. The total bill was that we received $8,580. Now, when you have an emergency and you get someone to agree to come out, you know, you typically aren't discussing dollars at that point, plus the people that make that decision, they're not on site necessarily. So they did their job, they left, we got the invoice. I felt like it was a bit high. I did make a call to one of their representatives. We discussed it. Nothing happened for several weeks. We got a reminder of the invoice. We exchanged a couple of emails, and ultimately, they did not budge off of their price. And I guess, and they did great work. They do great work, not saying that. We were just in dispute over this. They listed, if you see the copy of the invoice, they listed that the emergency mobilization, $4,500. Okay, but also they talk about the nighttime crew, remove and clean lift station pumps. Well, there was only one pump to bring up, and they did remove it. They did not have to clean it. Our staff did that, and they listed out 4 hours of that, and I was here from start to finish, and I could probably round it up to 2 hours. And after talking with them, they explained, you know, the crew had to come from Port St. Lucie, they had to go to the shop, they had to get everything together there, and then they come here, and all in all, it was 4 hours. So even though I still feel like this is a good bit high, I think we're at the point where we're just going to have to make a decision to move forward with this. They are expecting something, so that's the explanation. I'll answer any questions that you may have on that, and certainly if the attorney wants to add an opinion, that's fine also.
Okay. All righty. So we do have before us a request from the Hinterland Group as it relates to the emergency service rendered on that day. Explanation has been given, and as it relates to the disagreement regarding the amount. But at this point in time, as stated and as inferred, service has been rendered. Perhaps a different decision going forward, but as it relates to what has already happened, the service has been provided. What is comments and questions as it relates to this from council?
Just a comment that, I mean, there's no way for us to know how long their preparation time was to come. So they could have spent 2 hours, you know, preparing the best they could because they didn't know exactly what was wrong. So it sounds to me like it's a 2-hour thing. They're saying that it took 2 hours to, I mean, this is the way I understand it, is it took them 2 hours to prep and get everything, and then they came, but it only took 2 hours to clean the pump and put it back. To do what they done, not mentioning what our staff done.
Right. No, I understand, and I guess one of the retort with that would be that's what you call doing the cost of business. You know, that preparation is part of what you do. I wouldn't want to go to a gas station and they say, well, keep in mind too that I had to turn on the pump, so that is going to cost you a little bit as well. It's how much are you charging me per gallon? Right, and so you look at the service rendered, and the service rendered was 2 hours. But I understand what you're saying, and but in the here and now, going forward, you know, perhaps more clarification that you're going to charge us prep time, stationing, whatever it is you're going to charge us for, please let us know in advance, so we can make more educated decisions. But in the here and now, it's been rendered the service. So we'll see if there's, and I'm sorry, anything else? My apologies. Okay, any other council comments or questions?
Well, that is a disturbing amount for a 2-hour process. I know, I know there was some expertise that was being shared in order to get the job done. I want to just make a counter comment. You said this was before we got the truck with the lift. So in prevention of. I wasn't talking to you. Not talking to you, Siri. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, as I was saying, in the future, should we need this service, we have the truck with equipment available, we wouldn't have to pay this $8,000 fee. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do we have the trained individuals to conduct the service as well?
So for what we had to do that night, we did have an individual, and it was as simple as taking a stick, knocking out some rags that had clogged up the pump. So yes, we do. If that is the same situation, then we do have the expertise.
Okay, and if it should be another situation, we would have to call in additional experts, or what would we look at?
So we would have the ability to pull the pump and determine if it's something that we can take care of, or if it's something that needs to go to a mechanic shop.
Okay, all right. So I just wanted to make sure we've got the prevention of this $8,000 fee would not be necessary again.
Okay. Righty, other comments or questions from council? Okay, hearing none. Okay, so as on the agenda, this is a request by the provider for in the amount of $8,580 as it relates to the work that was performed on April 2026. What is your pleasure as it relates to reimbursement going forward to them?
Oh, I didn't clarify. I meant to do this when we got together one-on-one, but we didn't get our one-on-one time. The contingency fund, is that where this emergency fund is coming out of, or is it a different fund?
Yeah, actually, just on the motion. It's
Oh, okay.
at this time, so.
All right, just on the motion.
Okay, all righty. Okay, any other questions as it relates to this item? Okay, all righty, so with that, motion, please.
I'll make a motion that we pay Hanover Group for emergency mobilization for a emergency repair on April 2026.
Motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Any additional questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell.
Yes.
And Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. That concludes all of our action items at this time. We're going to go now to item 8, and this is our public comment. The floor is now open for any comment from the public. If there's any comment from the public, we'll take that at this time.
Bring it back to the agenda.
Okay, any comment from the public? Any member of the public has, at this time, have anything that you would like to bring before the council? Sure. We're going to actually just come forward and just state your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Nastasia Campbell Shelton. I recently purchased 1612 Sherwood Avenue. I just have a
Well,
quick
welcome.
question. Thank you. I just have a quick question. So what if you, I know you have to get a permit for the fence, but if there was a fence on the property prior, before I get there, but the fence is like lopsided, do we still have to get a permit to repair the fence?
Mary?
Yeah, so that's likely yes, but I would say call the building department, because if it's just a little small section, it depends on how much you're changing and whether or not you're changing out the posts, the structural elements of the fence, and not just pickets. So call town hall. and they can get you an answer from the building department.
Okay, that's my
We'll
question.
come look at it quickly and tell you on the
Could you-
spot.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
Because even they had a
1612
gate, but the 1612 Sherwood, the gate is
It's
like.
fallen and?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll be up in the morning.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
See how quick? All right. Okay. And for other persons, I see them whispering, see how quickly we respond. So if you have anything, feel free.
Sure.
Okay.
Now or never.
Okay.
We're open to other comments.
All righty. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Any other comment?
We close.
Okay. We encourage, right? If there's anything that that needs our attention, we encourage public comments to come forward before us. So,
Any questions you have?
all righty. And now we can have we can have our captain escort you up if you'd like. And all right. No, we understand. Sometimes.
And
Yeah.
our,
Okay.
our friends here are new to town here within the
yes.
last couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
right.
We do want to welcome them. and
Okay.
tell them
Welcome to
they can
town.
see.
Welcome to all the
Okay.
residents.
But just as information, never feel reluctant. If there's anything you want to bring before council, just bring it. Okay.
I want to work on this meeting.
Okay, all righty. Okay, so maybe at the next meeting. Okay, all righty. So if there's nothing else, at this time, we'll close the floor to public comment. We're back now to the dais. We're now going to have our reports. Ken, we'll start with you, town manager.
Mayor and council, this will be very brief. I just wanted to thank those of you that were at the forum last Thursday evening for the property tax reform. Very good turnout, a lot of good information. Representative Edmonds was here. He pretty much carried the event, so it was very good. We are going to try to slip in one more before the end of the month. I'm not sure exactly when, but we'll try to have another one. But it was well attended, and that made us feel good, and I think it was some good information. Very successful book bag and school supply giveaway on Saturday. Very heartwarming experience to see all the parents and children there. A lot of good comments from the parents. So thanks to the clerk's office, town clerk and her deputy clerk and the administrative assistant and the maintenance guys and for town council that came out. So thank you for that. And Mr. Mayor, that's really all that I have tonight.
Okay, thank you so much. Any questions or comments for our town manager? Okay, all righty. If not, then we're going to go to PBSO. Captain, you have anything? Okay, any questions or comments for Captain Thomas? Okay, hearing none. Amity, our attorney?
Just a brief update for you, also on the property tax item. So just an update on the litigation that is going on about Amendment 3. So an order came down last night from the judge at 10:55 or something last night. There was there were motions filed on July 29th. There was a hearing before the court, and what the judge mandated at that hearing was that both parties provide proposed orders by 5 p.m. yesterday, which they did, and then the judge actually ruled last night. So the judge did grant summary judgment motion in favor of the plaintiffs, which is good news. The plaintiff is the one challenging the ballot language. So what the judge said is that the current ballot language does not meet the constitutional requirements. So that's good news. But what the judge further mandated was that the Attorney General's office provide within 10 days to the Department of State a revised ballot title and ballot summary that corrects the deficiencies that were expressly identified in the court order. So the court order actually goes through and specifies specific phrases that cannot be in the ballot language. It was very, very detailed. So he is requiring the AG to, within 10 days, provide revised language to be placed on the ballot. He further directs that the Department of State shall furnish the revised ballot title or ballot summary to the supervisor of elections of each county for placement on the ballot. And then he retains jurisdiction and mandates that any challenge to the revised ballot language or ballot summary must be filed within 10 days after the revised ballot title or summary is submitted to the Department of State. So good news in that the existing language did not meet the constitutional muster, but it does mean that new language is coming, and then there will potentially be an appeal of that language depending on what that language is. So in 10 days, I'll give you another update through the manager's office, since I don't think you're having a meeting on the 18th, but I just wanted to report that to you, just so you have an update of where that stands.
Oh, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Any questions for?
Yes, it's good to know that they will revise that language, because it was very ambiguous.
That's intentional, always.
I know.
Always intentional. Yeah. So you have to kind of guess through it, and we try and educate and provide clear language to our residents and voters. Yes. So glad to hear that. Any other questions or comments as it relates to, or for our attorney? Okay. If not, then we're going to go to our council. Any comments from our council? Councilwoman Davis?
No, not tonight.
Okay. Thanks so much. Councilman McConnell?
Nothing.
Okay. All righty. Councilwoman Johnson?
I'm just thankful that we did have a good turnout on Thursday night. Very concerned about getting education into the hands and minds of our voters. And those of you who were not able to attend, we do have some handouts about the property amendment issues that you could read and get an idea of what we're concerned about. And that we will do another session, and the town manager will have to put it out somehow or another for us to get another date before the end of August, you say?
We're going to try to get it in this month.
Okay. So we'll try to put it in the communication so you can know about it and attend as well. Thank you for coming. It's good to see new faces.
Oh, absolutely.
Mayor, can I address the guys, the people in the audience? Would you guys give Mr. Metcalf your email address? And that way he can contact you and keep you abreast of what's going on, what meetings and different things that's going on with the council. And that's Mr. Metcalf, that's the town manager over there. And we appreciate you and welcome to our neighborhood.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And Councilwoman Davis stole the little thunder I was going to use, and thanking you so much for coming, and our new residents that are out, so we thank you so much. We also have the text thing, so I think we have a little cue.
Community alert.
What do you call it? The little cue, the little thing you scan. Right. And so what happens there, of course, is that we have the community alert. So whenever anything is happening, emergencies, meetings, it will send out an automatic reminder to you. So if you'd like to be a part of that as well, just see our town manager before you leave, and we can get that information to you. We want to keep everybody up to date and educated as to what's going on, and we want to hear from you. When we're doing things wrong, tap us on the shoulder, say, hey, and come on in, and don't be reluctant, okay? All righty. So thank you guys so much, and for Ms. Powell, thank you so much for attending as well, and helping to keep us straight, so we appreciate it. All righty. So with that, if there's,
Mr. Mayor, two quick announcements. Just one, we will have a budget workshop next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We will not be having our regular council meeting on the 18th. That is primary day. If it's necessary for us to sneak in a special meeting, if we have something comes up, we would probably do that either on the 11th or 25th. But this is the last regular meeting in August. But the budget workshop is scheduled for next Tuesday. And I did want to say this because when the library director was doing his presentation, I was just looking up a little bit. This sounds immature probably. I was just amazed at our technology. So hooray for Mangonia Park, how far we've come. So
Well,
looked really good.
absolutely.
What time is the meeting? What time will that meeting?
On next Tuesday, 6 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. So with that,
Budget workshop.
right, so budget workshops, so thanks so much. And if you really want to see how things happen and really be bored to death, come on out to our budget meetings. And we encourage everybody, because then you know, okay, here's what they're dealing with in terms of making sure the services continue within the financial restraints or constraints that we may have. Okay? And that's this coming Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Okay? So with that, if there's nothing else, motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All same sign. It is carried. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Okay, have a great one.